I mean, I think we've all been there and that way and this way. Has anyone out there tried to do some things as a frail or fail attempt to save pennies? And that's really all you got to save. But at the end of the day, didn't save much and maybe not at all. Jan, what are you talking about? I'm talking about that I quit doing a few things just to save money or think that I'm saving money. I am quite sure these things has happened to you. Now, don't get me wrong. Let's talk about a cup of tea. All right. Tea could be expensive and the price has jumped up. You could still find ways, perhaps at the Dollar Tree, to find some tea that you might like. But in general, tea has gone up in general, or the boxes themselves have been reduced to a much lower number than it used to be packed back in the day. And back in the day, meaning just a few years ago. So at one time, I would dog my tea bag to death and use the same tea bag over and over throughout the day. And by the third time, don't get me wrong, I do like a weak cup of tea. Unlike most of the normal world, I like my tea to be on the rather weak side. But there's weak, and then there's just about hot water left in it. You see where I am going with this. So I decided I'm not going to do that. Rather than that, this is still another economical way to do it. Instead of using the same tea bag over and over and over in the same cup, which could be a little yucko, better than that, I would rather steep a couple of bags, 2 bags, in a pot of boiling water and let it sit there, take the bags out, and just heat up what I need as I go along. It tastes just as strong, okay? But I'm not going to exceed beyond 2 uses out of the one tea bag. Kind of reminds me of a story that I mentioned a while back. And for those that didn't hear it, I was visiting a friend, and the cutest thing, the friend lived right next door to her grandma, and she was rather so sweet and conservatively very frugal, okay, with her stuff. And I noticed that there was a teensy weensy clothesline in her apartment, a little baby miniature clothesline with baby miniature clothespins. And guess what was hanging off of them? Tea bags. So cute. Used tea bags to dry out and to reuse again. Apparently, many times back in the olden days, probably back in the Depression, because I noticed this situation. It was back in the late 1970s when I saw that little clothesline with the tea bags on it. So her grandma must have been utilizing this trick since back in the Depression days. Okay. But it worked. I mean, hey, it worked. But getting back to myself with this, going too many times with the tea bags is just, it's really not saving anything. And I'm just drinking by the final cup for the day. I'm just drinking basically hot water and a little milk. I mean, honestly, I could do just that by itself without the tea bag. All right. So, another thing that I'm not going to do anymore is refill too many times. You know, a plastic jug where like fresh milk comes in? Everyone knows what those are, right? So, what I used to do to stretch the milk when that was finished, I would take my powdered milk, the non-fat instant one, and I would just replace it with water and utilize that same jug, maybe more than one time. It's really not a good idea because it's my understanding, health-wise, that those plastic jugs, after a while, there's some chemical reaction or something breaks down and it seeps into whatever. I mean, I don't know. I'm no scientist, but I know this, that I'm going to stop that practice. And yes, it does help save money, but find another method of doing it, to stretch it. Next. And by the way, stretching a fresh milk with the non-fat in it really, really tastes pretty good. You wouldn't even hardly know any difference. Um, the next one, I mean, this is not earth shattering. I'm not going to purchase or eat foods that I don't care for just for the sake of, well, it's on sale. Okay, I'm glad it's on sale. It may help out someone else that enjoys that particular food. But if I don't like it, to me, it's a waste of money. If I'm not going to eat it anyway or make up an excuse and then it goes bad, no, 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 no. So where's the saving? So for me, it wouldn't be a saving. So rather than that, I would just avoid making that purchase. and just wait till the something that I really, really want maybe eventually goes on sale. We have to have a little more patience. I think patience is a great thing to have. Like, just, take a breath. And if we can't afford at that moment to get XYZ food, well, maybe next week the sales circular will say that item is on sale. And if that's the case, stock up, especially if it is a family favorite. So I just thought I'd mention a few things that I quit doing just in order to quote, end of quote, save some money. Well, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody's time. I really, really do. Don't forget to come back in the future at 5 a.m. tomorrow for another show. Have a great day. Don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.